Yeah, the noise doesn't sound real good. Awesome night at Sam Creek. We just chilled out, drank beers, swam in the water, jumped off the falls, all that sort of fun stuff. Beautiful clear water to swim at. Today's plan so far is to head the northern section of the Telegraph track, knock out the last few rivers, Cypress Log Bridge, Nolans, maybe see what Nolans is like to camp at. If it's busy or looks like it's got mozzies or it just doesn't look good, we might head back to Elliott Falls, but yeah, we'll just take it as it comes. And now it's time for another episode of Will It Start? Sam Creek edition.
Bush-based reality game show.
Yeah, the bush-based reality game show. Cast your votes in the comments. We're good. You Toyota. Righto, let's hit the road.
We got a buggy coming the other way, looks like a fucking weapon.
How many of you is there? Is there 2 of you, 3 of you?
Five. There's five.
5 of you.
They're waiting up there.
5 going south. You're not going to be popular. Oh well. Another 2.
Oh, another 2, eh?
Yep. Howdy.
Hi, Kenny.
Prado, this is Cannibal Creek. Big lumpy drop down into it. Hopefully it doesn't get too tippy. Oh, that is very tippy and down into a big water hole. Not too bad, sort of hard rocky bottom to it. And we've got to get the 79 through, who's really only got 2-wheel drive because of his front hub issues, I think it is, by the sound of it. That's another one done. Next one I think is Cypress Log Bridge. Let's go. Stalled it. How many of those target? It does not like that, eh? Oh, what does that? Sand it. So stally, eh? You're gonna need a fucking crawler box. Righto, time for Cypress Log Bridge. Never done this. Probably the most anxious about this one. We are just going to crawl over it. Get the boys to spot me over and everything should be all good. Otherwise, it's in the ravine and the car is gone.
It's bending. It's fine, he knows.
I'm glad I'm over that. Oof. It's one of the things, just don't look down and just trust the bloke spot now. Ugh. Yuck.
He knows how to drive.
Steady, steady, steady. Oh no. Maximum sketchiness. Good quality bush engineering. Beautiful creek though. Look at how mint the creek is. I want to get there and go for a swim. Beautiful. Except for the tranquil noises of drones buzzing everywhere like helicopters.
Dad, can I cannibal in there?
Not that deep.
It is.
It is nice though.
It's like this deep.
How nice is it?
Bloody beautiful.
That'd be good to swim there with car driving no top here.
Well, we'll keep moving.
It's only one more stressful crossing and that's it. That's the end of it.
Oh, every day, Bible.
Yeah.
Fireball. We both did it. Fireball.
Next we are on to Logans Ford crossing, which is about 6.6k from the last one. Very slow going, it's just big wonky holes everywhere. Slowly walking through it at like 2k an hour. This is Logans Ford crossing, a little bit deep, a little bit sandy, but before we're low, we're going to walk through and we're going to pull the 79 with us as well, just in case. There we go.
What, are you gonna get in the car?
That was pretty boggy, I want to give you a bit of a pull.
Oh, water got in. Lots of water got in.
Yeah. Where? Yeah, open the door. Woo! Yeah. Sat in there a little too long, but not too bad. Just started coming into the carpet. Just started coming into the carpet. Oh well, good wash. Easy. Right, this one is Nolans Brook. I'm pretty anxious for this one. I'm going through sort of the main line. Looks deep, hopefully the bottom's hard. Got a strap on the front. Scott's on the other side with his car ready, but I already got water in the car in the last crossing. I reckon this one is going to be a substantial amount of water in the car, I reckon. Alright, just dropped a bit more air out down to 20 psi just in case. Let's go. Here we go, down the drop. Yes. No water in the car either. Nice. There we go. Made it through without any catastrophes.
Next day.
I feel like this is getting a little bit repetitive, but it's just another beautiful creek to just sit at all afternoon. The kids swim around in the water, watch people go through, do the obstacles, and just chill out and have a few beers. I think like usual, we probably had a couple too many. Oh well, you get that. At the moment, I'm just packing the car up, putting some recovery straps away, probably wind the winch back in because now we're just going to be out of Nolans Brook, back on the PDR, and then we're heading down to Fruitbat Falls. Probably spend an hour or two there, have a swim, fly the drone, and then we head up to Elliott Falls for the night. Once again, swim there, a couple of beers, fly the drone, see if we can get some good shots, chill out, swim. Sort of just rinse and repeat when you're up here. It's just, next obstacle, chill out, swim, move on, chill out, swim. So, life stuff. But that's us, we're pretty much packed up. Just got to sort this winch out and we're going to hit the road. I wonder if my car will start, actually. We'll do another episode of Will It Start. Let's do it. Nolans Brook edition. I reckon we're good now. The last couple have been yes to starting. We're good. It seems to have fixed itself. Ficked. What kind of word is ficked? We're good. Seems to have fixed itself. Slight change of plans already. My little chirpy noise, which I thought was from an idler pulley or maybe the alternator, has now gone to a loud squealing noise. And the battery light's on, so it looks like we're heading for Weeper, most likely. Yeah, the noise doesn't sound real good. This was pretty much the part where it all started to go pear-shaped. The first plan was to limp it from Nolans to Weeper, I think was the plan. By the time I got anywhere close to like Bramwell Junction, I was pretty much out of like reserve battery power without it charging with the dead alternator, and it just all went downhill from there. It wasn't running very well, so we just limped it into Bramwell Junction. We ended up just locking it up in the car park of Bramwell Junction after checking with the manager there, and all crammed in the Navara and headed over to Weeper to try and get a new alternator. Shout out to the guys at Golf Parts and Service, extremely helpful. Heaps of Toyota parts in stock, so we grabbed an alternator and headed to a motel in Weeper for a hot shower, a proper bed, chilled there the night, and headed back to Bramwell the next day to change the alternator in the car park. After changing the alternator, the charge voltage was back to normal, but as soon as I took it for a test drive, it was pretty evident that something more was going on besides the alternator voltage. It was at that time that I started to realise that the water alarm in the fuel, it's just a fuel error light. It usually is water in the fuel. maybe that was going to be something more sinister than what I originally thought. So we had to make the decision then to try and limp the whole car back to Weipa, which was pretty sketchy. It would run and move slowly forward, like 40, 60k an hour, but it wouldn't make boost, wouldn't really make any power. So it was a slow trip. I think it was 200k via that shortcut road to Weipa. But yeah, we made it there sort of just before they closed, back at Golf Parts and Service again, and got a set of filters for the car. So yeah, pretty much that's when I found out that the main filter in the engine bay is actually a secondary filter. It's a fuel water separator, and there's actually another filter up on top of the tank. So yeah, we jumped up there and changed out the fuel filter above the tank. It actually had a 2007 date on it, which means it's never been done. That's from factory. So I thought, oh yeah, that's possibly gonna be it. Changed out the filters, reset the warning light, and took it for a test drive around Weipa. Went out of town a bit. Did some sort of hard pulls, drove for about 15 minutes, no issues. Thought I'd celebrate. I stopped by a coffee van on the way back, grabbed some coffees, had the car idling in the car park, and then as I drove away with my coffees, same shit again. So running like crap, wouldn't make power, would barely even move. So headed back to the caravan park again. We ended up doing some more research online and figured that there was not much we could do without a hoist or some proper tools. To get the fuel pump out of the tank of the Prado, you actually have to drop the whole tank. You can't get it out through the floor. Some great engineering there. But yeah, we couldn't do that in Weipa. They didn't have one in Weipa. We looked at getting one from Cairns. Would have been days to get it up from Cairns to there on transport. And then nowhere could get us in to do it for like over 2 weeks. Luckily though, I was pretty smart before I left on the trip, and I've had it for a couple of years now, even before the last Cape York trip, sort of 2 years ago. I had RACQ Ultimate cover, highly recommend it. Made a phone call to them, bit of a chat later. They had a local mechanic ring me to assess it. He pretty much had the same findings of what we had was. And yeah, the next morning we dropped it off to the RACQ pickup location for transport home on a tilt tray. Packed all that crap in the Navara and punched it 15 hours home from there, from Weipa back home. It takes a while to get a car back on transport from there, so I think it was almost 2 weeks all up. So yeah, I was back here, had to go back to work, ride my dirt bike to work and back. Yeah, and the Prado finally come home on a tilt tray.
Beep, meep, meep, meep.
She's home. 2 weeks later, back here on a tow truck, thanks to RACQ Ultimate. I ended up dropping the main tank on my driveway, found that it was all full of like gelatinous, degraded rubber, which I'm pretty sure is the filler neck from the fill down to the tank. They're prone to failing on the 120 series Prado. That happened years ago, and I reckon bits of it had gone into the tank. So it was all through the filter sock, all through the pump. Yeah, so I changed the pump and car was running again like normal. The starter motor was also on the way out. That was the whole game I was playing with the starter, working, not working, banging it with the back of a hammer. Yeah, so while it was back home, changed that out as well with a new one. So bit of carnage for this trip. The previous Cape York trip I did a couple of years back, no issues at all. This one was obviously a bit harder on the gear, on the telegraph track, Frenchmans, all that sort of stuff, bigger water crossings. And yeah, alternator, fuel pump, starter motor. The car's got 270 something thousand Ks on it, and it's never given me any issues, so I can't really complain too much. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the Cape York series. I'm pretty glad to see the end of this one actually. It's a lot of editing when you're doing outdoor filming. Keen to be back to just projects in the shed. I've got a welding table to build, I've got the toy hauler to finish, I've got a new welder in that box over there to unbox, review, test out. Yeah, so I'm just keen to be punching out some cool projects in the shed. If you like that sort of stuff, like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff. Follow me on the socials and stay tuned for more. Cheers.